Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So in this video we will talk about how to set up account in Splunk Add-on for AWS and onboard data with generic S3 input and its parameter. So let's first set up the account. To setting up the account or adding the credential, we would require a secret key and access key. So if I just click on add the account, it will ask for key ID like access key and secret key. The second thing, if we want to specify, is the IAM role. So if we have two account and one account assume for another account like the production one, so we will make such credential like from the testing account we will use the assume role, and for test account we pass the we will give the access key and secret key and authenticate this account. So we will do in the future video as well, like how to configure account with IAM role and stuff. But let's first configure account with access key and secret key. So I already have user called Splunk, so I'm just navigating to Splunk user. Here it didn't have any kind of permission, so we will provide you in the next part. Here I have access key, but let me just first delete this key. I'm just generating the new one. Okay, so I'm just creating key, others. Okay, so I have access key. I'm just copying the key, click on add section and copy the secret key as well. Write a name like account 1, click on add. So now the account configuration part was done. This is the only thing we would require. Now if I click on input part and try to create generic S3 input, so it give some sort of error. As you can see, the current user didn't have any kind of permission. So let's first do that. Input 1, I select the account, so region would be loaded, but as they didn't have permission, you can see list all bucket object. They didn't have permission to list all the bucket. So how to give the permission? So providing the permission, we can refer the documentation. So here is a required permission for generic S3 input. So what we need to do is simply copy this permission, navigate to the policy set, click on create new policy, JSON. Now I will paste the policy that I have copied from the documentation. Click on next. Policy name, let's say generic S3 input. Create the policy. Okay, so now policy would be created. Now I'm attaching the same policy to my Splunk user. So add permission, attach policy direct. Here we can search for generic S3 input policy that we just created. Add permission. Now again I am selecting the account. So it didn't give any error. It just ask for selecting the region and bucket. So I'm selecting the North region, North Virginia. If I see my bucket, you can see my bucket is in North Virginia, so I'm selecting that region, and let's select the particular bucket as well, generic S3 input. Let me see like if I have the existing event or not. So I do have the event, but it was modified at 24th March. So I will starting date like let's say 23rd March, and the time would be the same. So input will fetch start fetching the data with the same date. I have created generic input. That's it. Let me open one search as well. Okay, so this like the private endpoint is used while we have private configuration on AWS side, and you are installing the same add-on on and the Splunk in it is EC2 itself. So in that case we will use this private endpoint and configure to route or fetch the data privately. The key prefix is basically used to ingest some part of data on the S3 bucket. Like in the S3 bucket you have folder structure like folder 1, folder 1, folder 2, and in the same folder 2 we have other folder like folder 3, 4, 5, but you want to fetch only the folder 2 data. So we just define prefix like you need to fetch only the data which is present in this folder 2, so it will fetch only this part of data. Same goes to blacklist and whitelist. So in blacklist, if you want to blacklist some directory, then we can just define over here. And for whitelist, if we specify like only for this directory you need to fetch the data, then we can define over here. The detailed parameter configuration part over here as well. So this is whitelist and blacklist parameter. Override regex, allow list using folder key, ignore when using the folder key. So this is for ignoring the something, and the whitelist for allow for something. City, this blacklist parameter is used for a cloud trail, and in the cloud trail section you just create a generic S3 input. Second part is CSV parameter. So parse all file as a CSV is used when the data which is dumped in S3 bucket is as a CSV files, and here we just mark it parse all file as a CSV, so it consider the file as a CSV, and they ingest field like they separate the field by delimiter which is comma over here. If we use other delimiter on our CSV, then we just need to changing over here. But if I review my current file, so it is txt. So what I am doing, I am currently uncheck this option and creating the input. Before creating input, to just make sure that we have the data or not, I am just searching for index equal to generic, search for all the time. So we have 0 event. Now I am creating the input. Okay, let's see if the data is ingested or not. Not yet. Also I will guide you like how to search internal logs. So index equal to underscore internal, and in data input tab, like the field, we just need to write input name. So this is the log. Here you see we just got a message index S3 file, so it also fetch this file and just index this file. So now maybe we can search the file. Yeah, we have the event. In source you can see the detail path, so where object is present. So let's dig down how the logs are generated. So input is start processing, open the checkpoint file, but they didn't find as it was the first time configuration. So it just checkpoint didn't exist, it just create one like checkpoint file for the same input. Again start processing the input, they are discovering the key. Here key means event, credential will be loaded the credential. They found one key, and there was so it will be just warning like if you have the multiple keys, so you just need to create SQS basis the input. Total new key is 1. Start fetching the object, so they are fetching the object now. Again loading the credential and all the stuff. End of processing. So here the input was ended there processing the data, but now the part was for the indexing. So they update the checkpoint file like last modified date. So this is the last date where the object was reside, and they updated the checkpoint value. They can just give us message like index s3 file and action is equal to index. So total size is 0, so like the file is not ingested yet. Again they fetch the file and mark as a custom file, and here you can see size was increased, so the file was ingested. Remaining is 1. Police collection is in progress. Again they give us log like end of processing, something like that. So this is how input would work, and the required parameter for generic S3 input. The benefit of generic S3 input is we can fetch any kind of data without any restriction. Just in case if we dump images, it will just send, or we can review only ASCII kind of value, random value, rather than a particular file, as it was not expected format for the input. Moreover, you can go through each parameter, how it works from the document, and also regarding the formatting part, you can see which format is required. So yeah, that's it for the generic as input and input configuration. Thank you for being with us throughout the video. Bye bye, see you in the next video.